Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to create a line plot. Now, if you don't know, a line plot is a type of graph that uses a number line in order to help us display data. So on your screen there, we're going to go through this situation and create a line plot together. So this situation involves whole numbers. I'll follow up this line plot video with a line plot video that involves fractions. I'll drop that link down in the description. But for now, we're just going to work with whole numbers in this example. So let's take a look at the situation. A group of students were surveyed about the number of pets they have at home. The results are below. Create a line plot to display the data. So here are the survey results. Now it's all out of order, so the first thing I would suggest doing is putting the data in order from least to greatest. That way it keeps us a little more organized throughout our process of creating this line plot. So let's start with 0. And it looks like we have 1 here and then 1 here, so 2 zeros. And I'm crossing them off as I go along. That way I don't repeat anything or leave anything out. And then ones, I have 1, 2 here. So 2 ones. As far as 2s go, looks like I have a few. 1, 2, 3, and actually 4 2s. How many 3s? Well, 1 here and 1 here, so that's 2 3s. We have a 4. It does not look like we have any 5s. And then we have a 6, which is our largest number within that set of data. So now that we have it in order from least to greatest, we are ready to create our line plot. Now here is our number line below, but there are no numbers shown or attached to this number line. So we need to figure out which numbers to use. So let's take a look at our least number, what our smallest number or least valued number is of our data set. Well, it's 0. So we at least need to include that in our number line. And our greatest valued piece of data is 6. So we need to make sure we have a 0 and a 6. So let's start with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that number line will include all of our data results. Now, you don't need a number line that counts up to 20. That would be unnecessary for the data we have. And you also don't want a number line that only goes up to 4 because you would not include some of the data that you need to have on your line plot. So it's very important to think about your number line and what you need to include when you're setting up your line plot. So again, we started with 0 because that was the smallest number in value that we have, and we ended with 6 because that was the largest number in value. At the bottom of my line plot, I put number of pets right here. That tells us, or whoever's looking at this line plot, what those numbers mean below. And then I also have a title up top here that tells what the line plot is about. Number of pets students have. So again, at the bottom, the label tells me what the numbers mean on my number line. And then up top is the title of my line plot. So now we're ready to create our line plot here, and we're going to use X's for a line plot. So let's take a look at our 0 first. How many students have 0 pets at home? Well, 2. So we need to draw 2 X's, and that represents the 2 students that have 0 pets at home. Now, all your X's on this line plot should be around the same size, okay? And they should be pretty well lined up as we go through, and you'll see what I mean as I do number 1 here. So how many students have 1 pet at home? Well, 2. See how I'm starting off my X evenly with the first X from 0? So they are both the same height, right? Because 0 and 1 both have 2 students that have either 0 or 1 pet at home, so they should be about the same size, which they are. How many students have 2 pets? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 X's to represent those 4 students. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we check how many students have 3 pets. 1, 2. How many students have 4 pets? 1. How many students have 5? None. So we do not put anything above that 5. And then 1 student has 6 pets. Now that line plot includes all of our students and all of the data that we need to include, so we would be done. We have a title, and we also labeled what the numbers mean on the bottom of our number line. So here we would be done with this line plot. Hopefully that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.